still facing some troubles with the semiconductor shortages, and if you could tell us about the production volumes currently?
Yes, so there is a continued problem as far as the semiconductor component shortages are concerned. We did announce, at the time of quarterly declaration of the quarterly result in Q3, that we lost in Q3 about 46,000 units due to production. We lost some numbers in Jan and in February as well. And in fact, our estimate is in March, this loss would be even higher than what we saw in Jan and February. So this quarter as well, we will see a problem regarding the semiconductor, and I expect the going forward in the next few quarters this problem to continue. In fact, we have a very low visibility of the future availability, and that's the reason why we are always not able to give to the media and to our consumers the exact time when the things will be normal, because the visibility of the availability is just not there.
Yeah, exactly, because I was coming to that to understand from you how soon do we expect the situation to get normalized, and by when do we see the semiconductor shortages to actually go away. But you're saying that it is difficult to predict right now looking at the global scenario, but any ballpark timeline that we are looking at right here?
So I can only answer in the negative, which is that I don't see the next few quarters things to be completely 100%. But when they will be 100% is difficult to say. But negatively speaking, I can say that this problem will continue for a few more quarters.
Okay, so the problem may persist. So that's a one headwind that my industry has to work with. But what about the demand outlook going forward for you for various segments, both the entry level utility vehicles as well going forward?
So for the next year, first of all, for the current year, the prediction is that we will end up the passenger vehicle sales to be somewhere between 3.85 to 3.9 million units. And on this strong base, the prediction for the growth for the next financial year is between 5 to 7%, which means about 4.05 million to 4.1 million. And of course, we have flagged some red flags which could impact the demand negatively, which includes the high interest rates and the loan rates thereof, and then of course the El Nino, which can impact the agricultural incomes, and that can dampen the rural demand as well as stoke the inflation fears.
Yeah. So which is a bigger issue right here? Is it the rising interest rates, or is it the monsoon El Nino impact that could really impact the demand?
So actually, if you see the total, the auto industry growth is very closely correlated with the overall growth of the economy. So there is actually a very high correlation of almost 0.983, which is a very, very high level of correlation. Now, if the economy grows, then of course it sort of overrides the other factors. But then the economic growth is just a sum of all the individual component growths, the growth in the rural economy or in the urban or the consumption. Consumption can come down if the inflation persists, because the disposable income reduces, and that's why consumption can. Government expenditure can go up, as has been shown in the web, but there is fiscal deficit to be taken care of. The net exports can come down because of the the global scenario not so promising in many countries where the exports happen from India, and of course, the final element is the investment, the private investment, which is really dependent on how the overall economy performs. So I think there are some red flags which we need to watch out for. Hopefully, however, we will continue to grow at the rate which the finance minister said, which is 6 to 6.5, although there are reports that the estimates have been lowered by some independent analysts.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.